Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Here we are going into tutorial number 3. Just not realized it started right. Of the Bijoux Brilliance collection, the Bordeaux Bliss. And so far, I've kind of played around with these 4 first shades. I think today I really want to focus on this, what is it, Cosmic Garnet. This is still my favorite, and this platinum rosewater is gorgeous, and this naked sunset, oh, to die for. So the last look I did was definitely a little bit more smoky, so I think with this one I really want to focus on definitely this Cosmic Garnet. It kind of gives me vibes of corrupt corruption, corrupt copper. It kind of reminds me of that one, but more mauve, obviously. But it definitely seems like it has a little bit more of a duochrome shift, almost. Like, yeah, I don't know. But let me go and prep my eyes with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Eyeshadow Primer. Tutorial number 3. So we'll see what kind of look we're gonna come up with today. I don't know. We'll see. Let me go get the eyes prepped. All right, so the eyes are prepped with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Eyeshadow Primer. I hope they're like twins. But without further ado, let us go in with, I'm trying to think of what's going to be. Let's go in with Naked Sunset on a flat brush first. This one I really used as a brow bone, and it was actually beautiful all over the lid, but I'm gonna go ahead and use this more for the inner. And I'm still, I really want to buy another one of these, but I don't need to because this is such a beautiful color story. But we're just going to go ahead and add it in to the inner part of the eye. Because after this, I got to make sure I take everything off properly and go to the gym, so... But if I look snatch, I just might keep it on. Perfect. So, like that. Now, Cosmic Garnet. Let me try it first with the flat brush. And if I'm not getting what I want, I might have to do finger application. This is... Ooh, okay. The Cosmic Garnet shade looks like the specks that are in the Ruby Noir, which is actually really, really beautiful. I mean, there's a very consistent flow within these quints as far as color story, and it makes sense as to why. Perfect. Oh, this actually gets pretty deep. I mean, that shift. I feel like if you use Cosmic Garnet and into Blitz Extreme, that shift change would be gorgeous. Okay, this is actually really, really beautiful. This is really pretty. Alright, perfect. Cosmic Garnet is on. Now let me actually go and apply a little bit more with my finger, because I'm curious as to... I mean, look at that. Gorgeous. Oof. This one definitely gets some depth going in. Now going back into the platinum, no, Naked Sunset. Oh, I love that shift. And I'm gonna go ahead and just re-emphasize and blend it over. Re-emphasize and blend it over. Blend it over. Oh, and kind of tap it up into the brow bone. There we go. I'm just, oh, it's such a beautiful. Now with a fluffy brush, going into Ruby Noir, and just begin to blend out the outer V for right now. Sultry, sultry, surprise, surprise. I've been seeing that meme like pop up everywhere. Surprise, surprise. And that's what this is giving me, is a good surprise, surprise. But my question is, how far up do I want to take it? Oh God, this mauve ruby type of color story going on here is just, it is, I'm living for it. I am living for it. This Ruby Noir is everything. I still think the black amethyst is still my favorite type of black base with a sparkle on it, because that one just really has that oomph to it, which I completely adore. And I'm just going to start kind of right on the outer aspects of the V to create that V, to start creating that V, because I'm going to go in with Platinum Rosewater for the brow bone to tame it. But this is, oh, we are getting there. Going in with a liner brush to really start emphasizing a little bit more of a harsher, not a harsher, but to really define my liner along the lash line. Yeah, the Blitz Extreme from the Utopian Dream, or even the Blitz Extraterrestrial from Divine Rose 2 with this Cosmic Garnet. Oh my God, that would be a divine combination for sure. All right, now from here we're just gonna go ahead and start blending it out. Oh my God, this is such a beautiful quint. Like, I'm really excited to dive more into the Lunar Nightshade with more of that black and blue with those sparkles, with the teal. Like, come on. Oh. This color story is really speaking to me. I honestly did not think I would like it this much. I knew I would like it, but I did not realize I would love it this much. Perfect. Now let me go in with, where is Permagel liner in extreme black, but let me go and sharpen this, because this is really giving me some beautiful smoky vibes. It's as good as it's gonna get, I guess. Now, it's really going in to add a little bit more definition to my lash line. Because I literally just want this liner to be right where my lashes are. There we go. As good as it's gonna get, as usual. And just begin to get this liner brush start smudging it on. I should do bonus videos with these. Bonus tutorial. Alright, there we go. Just like that. Oh. And then going back in with the Ruby Noir. Because so with these type of looks, it's just literally about adding, blending, adding, blending, adding, blending. Non-stop. Perfect. All right, now going into Platinum Rose Water for the brow. Oh my God. Okay, this is really adding it from the, what is it called? Naked Sunset. Really trying to add it into there. Oh my God. Perfect. And just making sure everything is blended out. They're looking like twins. You know what? At least they look like sisters is all that matters to me today. But yeah. And I think this is going to be it, to be quite honest. Let me go ahead and do the mascara, and then we will see where we are at with the eyes. But that, color story in this. Be back in one moment. So this is where we are at. I mean, it is such a beautiful, beautiful color story. Definitely more mauve tone for sure. But that ruby noir into the cosmic garnet, to die for. This color story is definitely an extension of, I think in the last video I compared, well, not the extension, but it reminds me of the extension of Naked 3 from Urban Decay, which is still my all-time favorite palette to this day. I'm not gonna lie. My all-time favorite palette is Naked 3. My all-time favorite palette artistry-wise from Pat McGrath is definitely Subversive, just because it's, I think just like Alicia Archer said, I think that's how you pronounce her name, that was definitely the epitome of the editorial artistry aspect of Pat McGrath, because that color story spoke to me on so many levels. Oh my God, like it spoke words to me. And even when I did palette focus on that, it was just so beautiful of like the array of colors you could really come up with that palette. But like I said, with this one, the Naked 3, the Black Heart, reminds me of the Ruby Noir, but obviously the Ruby Noir has a little bit more of a punch to it. So, but this Cosmic Garnet, like if that was in the Urban Decay palette, like that would just be gorgeous. See how it just kind of like really, it fits in. You know, it just really fits in every aspect. But the trick, the bronze, the buzz, like, yeah. And the Naked 3 is just beautiful. But this, if you want like a mauve smoky palette, I would definitely say this Quint would definitely be a great introduction into that area, just so you could kind of get an idea of how to combine the colors, play with the colors. You have tutorials now with a lot of these color combinations going on. But I just feel like overall this curation of colors and how they just seamlessly blend into each other is just marvelous in every aspect. Like I just can't get this out of my head. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face, and then you guys will see the final look in a few moments, which for me will be about 20 minutes. But I'm still using LM14 concealer and primer. I mean concealer and foundation, so that is not changing. I use the light medium blurring perfecting eyeshadow setting powder, that and a mixture of the light medium 2 sublime perfecting blurring setting powder for the face also. But for the most part, this is the start of my base. This is literally just to reduce the appearance of my dark circles. But yeah, I really hope you guys are digging this. If you guys have this palette, play with it. I highly encourage you to really play with this a lot more, especially with the holidays. I mean, this is just it's like a mauvey cranberry dream. And that is even such a thing. But for blush, I'm actually going to use NARS's Outlaw. So definitely kind of within the family of what's going on. So I want to dive more into a lot more of all the other blushes that I do have from other brands. Patrick Ta, Natasha Denona, the Becca. I have quite a few from Becca. Charlotte Tilbury. What, do I have any blushes from Charlotte? No, I really don't. Oh yeah, the Becca. I'm trying to think of who else I have for blushes. Pat McGrath, NARS. So yeah, I really want to start going through everything I do have and making room. Not making room for more things, but make room for the things that I really want to continuously use in my building on my professional portfolio. So without further ado, I mean, just a cool story. See you guys in a moment. So this is the final look. I adore this. And this blush, Outlaw, like it comes off a little more berry, which I love. And it kind of gives me vibes of the, what is the deeper one? Supernova, something Supernova. A face palette with the bronzer, the blush, and the highlighter. It has burnished honey, that more plummy, that berry type of thing. It kind of reminds me of this, but I feel like that one's a lot more berry. But this combination though, it is gorgeous. Highlighter, Platinum Rosewater. I went ahead and just used the Platinum Rosewater as highlighter again. This shade. So yeah, I went old school and I went ahead and used, was it the Subconscious Shadow Play Subconscious, this as kind of like my contour, kind of like very lightly, because I know that could be very amp. And for the under eye, I went in with Lucid, was it Lucid? Lyric, which is more of this yellow. I completely forgot I had this palette, but it's still very, God, what was it? This one and the Anastasia Beverly Hills one, like those were like the must-have palettes, face highlighting contour back in the day. So went old school, brought that back out. I have for bronzer the Desert Glow for this area here to bring a little bit more definition. But yeah, Charlotte Tilbury's Supermodel with Pat McGrath Opulous Gloss and Pale Fire Nectar. So yeah, there she is, full effect. Tutorial number 3 of, I mean, this is what this looks like in real life, like up close. Texture, so much texture. But real life filter at this distance. So let's keep it at that distance. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this tutorial number 3. I definitely have quite a few more tutorials to do with this palette. I'm loving every aspect of this. This is really giving me sultry, the villain, the who is she, the girl, ooh, in a red dress with a bold red lip with this. I adore it. Love it and adore it. As usual, go to my Instagram page to see the final edit of this look. I actually need to change the lighting now to get really moody, and I hope you guys are learning, well, not learning, but getting more ideas with these quints rather than the traditional. Well, I mean, we did use 1, 2, 3, 4 different shadows, but I want to give an encyclopedia of different types of looks to use with this quint. Like I said, I'm always drawn to these type of color stories. I don't know why. There's, was it, how many grams? There's 4 grams in total, which is 0.8 grams each, which is the same size as the Vice palette. And these actually last quite a while. 0.8 grams worth of product. There we go, try to get rid of the bags. Young. 0.8 grams is quite a lot of product. The naked eyeshadow palettes are, they were almost full-size eyeshadows. These were 1.3 grams a product each. I think the single eyeshadows from Urban Decay were 1.5. Yeah, I mean the Mothership, Celestial, Nirvana, these were broken down, what is it, math, Jesus, 22.7. I think there was like 1.1 or almost 1.2 grams worth of eyeshadow, and that is still quite a lot of eyeshadow, to be quite honest. Natasha Denona, her full-size palettes, 2.5 grams worth of eyeshadow product each, which is a lot of eyeshadows. And her minis are 1.5, which is the size of full size of Urban Decay. So 0.8 grams, unless this is your only eyeshadow you have. Besides that, it will last you quite a while. Like this, I would say Venusian Sunrise Quad, and this, if you want to keep it simple, so you have your everyday type of looks with the Venusian Sunrise, you have your bronze, you have your mattes, and this, if you just want to, for those Friday nights, date nights, outings or whatever. Do people still go out anymore? I mean, like after COVID? But like these, those are the two things you really need if you want to keep it very simple. Divine Rose 1 maybe with this one if you want to spice it up. But besides that, I mean, I do go through my phases of like, oh my god, I don't want to touch it, I don't want to do tutorials because I'm going to go through it a lot. But 0.8 grams, I mean, like anything is barely making a dent. So, I mean, is that the best way to do it? I mean, but yeah, I mean 0.8 grams. Like this one I've been using quite a bit, even as highlighter, so it's starting to dip just a little bit. But after my tutorials, as many tutorials I do with this, then I probably won't use it for a while till I get inspired, or maybe start building my portfolio and I would use it. But besides that, these will last quite a while, to be quite honest. You don't need a lot of shadow to really come up with this. And this is a natural lighting. Let me take this off. So this is natural lighting, and this is how intense they can really be. I mean, depending if you use an eyeshadow primer, and I mean eyeshadow primer, not a concealer, for an eyeshadow primer to really enhance a lot of the pigmentation, these will really stay on quite well. I've noticed with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter eyeshadow primer, I used that for weddings when that came out, so it really held the eyeshadow on for quite some time. As far as creasing, I mean, my natural creasing, hooded eyes, but besides that, I adore it. I freaking adore this palette, this quint. So I will see you next tutorial. What is this, number 3? I definitely got a few more to go. I'd say about 7. That might be pushing it. 9 would be pushing it. 9 looks out of this palette, this quint. I mean, it's doable, but we'll see. See you guys next tutorial.